Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. This is for June the 11th, 2024. For those of you who maybe are watching something else and just listening to us right now, I just told you what you could have seen if you were looking at the screen.
That's true. And you could have seen a lovely image of Dan and Mike.
But I'm Mike Smith, and he is...
Aaron Glandon. I'm not Dan Ramey.
We got to get one of those character... things with your face on there too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do you know anybody that does that kind of artwork?
Not caricatures, no.
Okay.
Caricatures.
Well, I remember when we went to Disney World, my daughter and my wife sat for one of those. I don't remember how much we had to pay for it. It was in the early 90s. So
yeah.
It's probably a lot more than that now.
I've never sat for one of those. Never really appealed to me.
Mm-hmm. When Dan and I were at the radio station, it seemed like we were at the fair one time or something, and somebody did some of those, but I can't remember whatever happened to mine. When we moved from up on Pullman Road down the hill to downtown at that time at the radio station, a lot of stuff got lost and left behind, so I don't know. Maybe they trashed it or something.
Yeah. But
good to have you along with us on this Tuesday. A pretty looking day out there today. And that's how we usually start this show, with a look at the weather. Sunny and 74 today. Tonight's overnight low of 52. I think it got down in the 40s last night.
I think it did.
And when I woke up this morning, I was cold. We're looking for warmer weather over the course of the rest of the week. Tomorrow, a high of 81. And then on Thursday and Friday, 86. But Sunday and Monday, they're talking about low to mid 90s.
Ooh.
And high humidity.
Ooh.
So with all of that on you, you might be sweating.
Might have to spend Father's Day doing something inside.
Or shave, one or the other.
I probably won't do that.
Okay. Because she likes it better than shave?
When I shave my face, I look like a teenager. I look like a 14-year-old when I'm clean shaven.
One day that'll be a plus.
One day, not right now. I don't want to look like that.
You don't want to look like a teenager. Okay. People think I'm a teenager still, right?
Can you not grow facial hair?
It's kind of splotchy.
Okay.
The few times that I've let it, my brother has had a beard for years. I've thought about it, like on vacation, I'd grow it for 3 or 4 days, and then thinking, I don't like that. So
Mark's got a great beard,
and I've noticed that when I let a little scruff come up, there's a lot more gray in it now. So I think, I'll just shave it. So, and plus, I think I have the oil glands of a teenager, and when you grow, it's worse for me,
right?
Because it's just greasier. So
I've never had that problem with my beard.
Well, you must clean it regularly. When you shampoo your hair, do you shampoo your face, your beard too?
No.
Just regular soap and water?
I have beard oil that I use in it.
Beard oil. See, that's something I've never heard of.
Yeah. It keeps it moisturized.
Okay. But not greasy.
Right.
So we're learning some things here today.
And it makes it smell good.
This is a tutorial for all of you wanting to grow a beard that watch Litter Media Live.
I do get white hairs in my mustache. I haven't seen any in my beard yet, but I get them sometimes in my mustache.
Does that mean you're turning gray before your age?
This is about when my dad started turning gray.
Okay, you'll want to get that teenage look again. You might want to shave it.
But when my dad was my age, he had my sister. So I think that contributed.
You're saying Katie made him age. I got it.
Yes.
Well, being a father, I can understand how that works out. When we come back, we'll take a look at our daily topics. It's kind of thin pickings, or slim pickings, if we can use that old phrase, for sports, with high school sports out of season right now. We're just talking about Paints, Reds, and Guardians. And the Guardians and the Reds are making it easy on us the next 2 nights because they're playing each other. But all that's coming up here on this Tuesday edition of Litter Media Live.
But first, we want to tell you about Haynes Total Healthcare Center. They're celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of the community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com, and it will take you right to their website to learn more. HaynesHealth.com.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
Whenever I first applied for the ArchWiz opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
All right.
We're back.
We are back. Let's jump into the topics for today on this Tuesday. And, of course, if you want to see what we're talking about from day to day, you can check out our website at littermedia.com, and here's a picture of that. The 50th anniversary of the T680 Kenworth. Well, that's what we're looking at here, as this is the wrapped version of this particular truck that'll be doing some heavy lifting, so to speak, at the annual Kenworth Truck Parade this Saturday night. Of course, last year was the 100th anniversary of Kenworth, but this year is the 50th anniversary of the Chillicothe plant starting up. And this is the truck that will be pulling the trailer of the Manch Brothers. You might remember the concert that they put on at the end of the parade last year. Everybody raved about how great it was, so they're coming back. And again, that's the last item that'll come through as far as the parade. I think the last couple of years we've gotten started at about 8:45. So mark up your places. I'm usually doing the emceeing on the 2nd Street side, right in front of the Majestic courtyard. Chris Scott has been out on Water Street. I'm assuming that's the way it'll stay for this year. But we want to see you come on out and stop by and say hello if you're in our direction.
I think Dan's going to have me posted on in front of the Majestic.
So I
think that's the plan.
So you'll be getting a lot of video of me.
Yes.
Probably
yes.
not. No, you're supposed to be photoing the trucks, not me. Although
You'll be right there.
I was 14 when Kenworth started in Chillicothe. I'm older than they are. The first of the area county fairs gets underway in Round Town this weekend, the Pickaway County Fair. Activities actually start on Saturday, but the official opening is at 6:30 p.m. Sunday, followed by the Queen and King contest. Now, admission will be free for all of the events on Saturday and Sunday up until the opening at 6:30. That's when they will start charging admission. But this that you see on our screen is the grandstand entertainment each evening. You see the Rough E Rodeo Productions on Monday night, Motocross Tuesday, Autocross on Wednesday, the COTPC truck pulls on Thursday. I wonder if there's any Kenworths in that. Friday is the tractor pull and the ever-popular Demo Derby.
Yeah.
On Saturday. You like Demo Derby?
I've been to one at the Ross County Fair, and I liked it a lot.
Many years ago, I was emceeing. I think I did that for 2 or 3 years at the Ross County Fair. And one year, of course, it's always kind of muddy. But one year, they were throwing mud everywhere. Yeah. And I think I was covered because they had me on a tractor bed, semi-tractor bed, right there next to the, it was a mud pit. And I was covered when we got done. But
my favorite thing is the calf scramble.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
That's the one thing I have to see every year.
That's usually 4-H night on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
night.
junior fair night.
Well, you probably have your cameras out there and the outhouse races and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's on down the road. We're talking Pickaway County Fair this weekend.
Yes. Ross County Safe Communities reminds us of another spring and summer activity as motorcycles become more prominent on the roads. Education and public awareness are the keys to reducing the number of motorcyclists killed and injured on our highways. And there's a QR code right there if you're watching the video version of this show that you can scan and learn more about those safety resources. Mark your calendars for a delightful evening as summer is welcomed at the ArtsaRound Summer Gala and Membership Appreciation Event. This year, the celebration takes place at the beautiful Manchester Hill Winery, and we have a special edition with the people from there that you can go back on our YouTube and watch, offering the perfect backdrop for an evening of culture, connection, and community. Music, food, and art will be available to enjoy between 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Manchester Hill Winery on Tarleton Road.
Fluor BWXT has again shown support to local students preparing for the next step in their educational journey with the STEAM Scholarship Program. This year, Fluor awarded over $24,000 in scholarships to students in Pike, Scioto, Ross, and Jackson counties. And here are some pictures of those recipients. Top left-hand corner, that's Waverly. Valley High School, lower left. Top right, South Webster, that's of course in Scioto County. Minford in the lower right. And then on this page, we have Uniota students, including Steve Lewis's grandson, Charlie, on the far right. We have Oak Hill in the middle. And on the bottom of that page, those are students from Jackson High School. You can find out more about all of this and the names of these youngsters if you look at our website story at littermedia.com.
As Ohioans prepare for fun and adventures during the upcoming summer boating season, the Ohio Department of Commerce Divisions of Liquor Control and Cannabis Control and the Ohio Department of Natural Resources are emphasizing the importance of adhering to alcohol, cannabis, and boating laws to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience on Ohio's waterways. Alcohol consumption and cannabis use while operating a boat pose a serious risk to both operators and passengers in Ohio. It is illegal to operate a boat with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08% or higher or be under the influence of marijuana, just as it is illegal to drive a car. The consequences of boating under the influence can be severe, leading to accidents, injuries, and even fatalities.
Of course, they developed the alcohol measuring device by you blow into the device that they have. That's been held up all the way to the United States Supreme Court. Since now recreational marijuana is legal in Ohio, I still haven't heard how they're going to measure that.
I don't know.
Tested for that.
Maybe they have a red card and they hold it up to your eyes to see.
Well, that could be. Or just do it the way they used to do alcohol before inebriation, before they came up with the blood alcohol test.
Smell in your breath?
Well, or walk the line.
Yeah.
Some of the video that they've put on, it's obviously staged, where the guy's dancing.
I saw one of those the other day, and the cop says, "Are you a dancer?" And the guy said, "No, I'm just drunk." And then they both kind of look at each other and they go, "Ah."
The first time I ever saw it, I thought, this can't be real. And of course it wasn't.
Right.
Our road report takes us to Jackson County today. Work for a bridge replacement project on State Route 139 between Sam Gilliland Road and Maybe, and this is the way it's spelled, Maybee, Maybe Carn Road. Work will occur daily, and the detour for that is State Route 279 to 90 to State Route 32. They hope to have that project done sometime this summer. And those are your news topics for today.
Yes, they are.
Sports is coming up next. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for more than 4 decades. I think it was just a few years ago that they celebrated 40. Dan's wanting to age them before their time. He keeps saying almost a half century. Well, I think they've got 7 or 8 more years to go on that. But these folks are great people to work with. As I've told you many times on this show, they've been to my house a number of times. For each one of these categories, we get a maintenance agreement with them each year, where they come out twice to make sure everything is working properly. You can do the same. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Another one of our great sponsors, Scioto Valley Dumpsters. You can get a free estimate on one of the dumpsters, whether you want it for a day or for a week or 2 weeks. Carl will work with you. 253-8389. And again, the ghost map that you see in the background, it's not just Ross County they serve. They serve Ross and contiguous counties and maybe even beyond under certain circumstances. You can work that out with Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Sports. Not a whole lot to talk about today.
Not a lot at all.
Reds and Guardians were off last night because they're playing each other the next 2 nights as the Battle of Ohio. The Ohio Cup competition gets underway. They're in Cincinnati for these next 2 games. 7:10 first pitch. Now, the Reds are 2 games under 500. The Guardians are like 20 games over 500. They're having a tremendous season, but let's see if the Reds can take the wind out of the Guardians' sails for these 2 games and maybe hit the 500 mark.
You have any predictions?
The way the Reds are right now, they're great for 4 or 5 and then disappear. So
yeah,
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hope for a Reds sweep the next 2 games.
There we go. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals was last night. Saw the Panthers take down the Oilers 4-1 for a 2-0 lead in the series. I didn't even know hockey was still going on because the Blue Jackets, we stopped reporting on them months ago.
Yeah, and of course the NBA, they're about the same stage in their final series. There's a 2-0 Boston lead, which they get back to action tomorrow night. Trivia question. What state do the Panthers play in?
I'm not a hockey man.
Florida. Where do the Oilers come from?
Texas.
Good guess. Edmonton, Canada.
Oh.
They must have a lot of oil rigs up in Edmonton as well.
I was thinking Houston.
Yeah. And that's sports. It's just the Paints were off, too. I don't think they're back in action until tomorrow night as well. Not typical that they have a couple of days off. I think they take some Mondays, but kind of unusual that they're off for 2 days before coming home tomorrow night. When we come back, we'll wrap up with this date in history, and this is kind of like one of our bicentennial moments for the American Revolution as we go back to 1776. All that coming ahead.
But first, we're going to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about our metered gas services at litterpropane.com.
It's time to get serious about your lawn. It's time to step up to the best mower brand money can buy. For nearly 4 decades, Skag has been the easy choice for lawn care professionals. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best when it comes to mowing your lawn. There's sure to be a Skag model that's perfect for your yard, big or small. Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood. Visit your local Skag dealer today. Skag, simply the best.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
You know, we're less than a month from July 4th.
That's true.
And why do we celebrate July 4th in this country, Mr. Glandon?
That is the day that we signed the Declaration of Independence.
Aha!
July 4th, 1776. I can never remember if it was in Boston or Philadelphia.
Well, that's where they presented it, Philadelphia.
But they signed it in Boston?
I don't think so. On this date in 1776, the Continental Congress selects Thomas Jefferson of Virginia, John Adams of Massachusetts, Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania, Roger Sherman of Connecticut, and some of these guys I've never heard of, and Robert Livingston of New York to draft a Declaration of Independence. Knowing Jefferson's prowess, and that's Tom that you see on the screen, with the pen, John Adams urged him to author the first draft of the document, which was then carefully revised by Adams and Ben Franklin before being given to Congress for review on June the 28th. And then it's signed
by John Hancock
in, is it called Freedom Hall in Philadelphia?
Maybe.
If you've ever watched National Treasure.
Yeah, I've seen National Treasure.
In there.
Yeah.
But yeah, wife and daughter, they went to Philly once or twice for just kind of like a girls out weekend. And I think they were, I can't remember if they actually went into Freedom Hall or not, but it's not a very big room. And there was no air conditioning in 1776.
Right.
In July.
Right.
In Philly. So you can imagine how warm it must have been. I don't know if there was a lot of debate or anything like that, but when you get hot, tempers can get short.
That's true. I've never been to Philly.
I can't say that I have either, but my wife and daughter have. I think one time they went, it was like in the late winter, early spring. And the day they got out, they were hit by a winter snowstorm that night. So I was like, got out in the nick of time.
Only time I'd ever want to go to Philly is to watch the Eagles lose.
I know one thing they did when they were there, the library where the steps were Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, yeah.
They did that. They ran up the steps. Now, I don't know that they ran all that distance before they got to the steps, but they did run up the steps and do the Rocky thing.
The statue of Rocky is no longer there, right?
I think they moved it. It's still somewhere. I mean, they didn't destroy it, but it was up at the top of the steps there for a number of years, and they
because it's in Rocky 3 up there.
But I can't remember if they took it to a sports museum or what the heck. I'll have to Google that and find out what happened. What happened to Rocky's statue. But that's going to wrap things up for this Tuesday edition. Dan is on assignment today. He was up in Round Town last night. He'll probably have some interviews, some video of the upcoming Pickaway County Fair. I think he had an interview with someone there about that. So keep watching our social media, Litter Media YouTube, for more on that here sometime later this week. So Dan is supposed to be back with us tomorrow.
Yes.
But if not, it'll be Mr. Aaron and Mr. Smith.
I'm sure he'll be here.
All right. Well, until that time, from all of us at Litter Media, have a great Tuesday, everyone. Enjoy the beautiful day that we have in store.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.